This is your rage-inducing player, Echo Hopepoint here, guys, with a sweet, sexy gameplay of a DNA bomb being dropped by Volt JDC. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, go check him out. There will be a link in the description and go say, "What's up?" But if you guys ever had a conversation where things aren't going well, you've had to resort to yelling and screaming and acting like a child, and you're just telling them they're wrong, so shut the hell up. You know what? That is not a conversation. That is not a discussion. That is you acting like an ignorant child, yelling and arguing because you can't get your way. Guys, that's the problem with nowadays. Politicians, people, kids, instead of actually talking and having a discussion, trying to come to a similar understanding or a compromise, we yell, we scream, and that never ends in anybody's favor. That just ends up with people, getting their feelings hurt, no one getting along, and just more problems in the future. That doesn't end up well. If you want to actually get along with someone, don't go telling them they're wrong. Suggest a better idea. It's like, oh, you're right, but I have actually got this idea might work out better, because you never know how a plan's going to shape up or turn out until it actually goes through. Because you know what? Your idea might be worse than theirs, because you don't know how things will play out. But don't go telling someone, you're wrong, you shut the hell up. That's not going to work. It's better off to have a discussion. Try to come to a common understanding. Try to work together on a compromise. For one, that works out better, and you might even come up with a better idea if you work together. See, no one works together really nowadays. Think about the government, the politicians, the Republicans, the Democrats. They're fighting, they're arguing. That's why nothing gets done, because they rather fight and argue and try to get all what they want, being so selfish instead of working for the overall better of everybody. That's the problem with arguing. You don't get things done. It's so stupid. So instead of arguing, have a discussion. Try to understand one another and try to understand the flaws in each other's ideas and talk it out. Come up with a compromise. Work things out. If you have to argue and yell at someone, for one, you're just defeating your own point, which is really dumb. I mean, you're trying to work for the overall better of yourself. And you know what? That's the problem with the politicians now. They're greedy. They want the benefits. They want all the money. They want to be right. And you know what? We're not perfect. We're not always going to be right. A while back, you think about it, Republicans and Democrats, if you look at both of the parties' very ideology and how they believe and how they try to accomplish goals, they're very similar. They have similar beliefs, similar ideas, and similar goals. There's only very few select differences between the two. They're very similar, almost exact same party, but a few differences. But they can never, ever come to a common understanding, because you know what? They just want to be right. They don't want to come to an understanding or accept the fact they might be wrong once in a while, that the other party has a better idea. They rather argue even though they know they're wrong. That's not how it works, guys. To have a discussion, which politicians don't do now. They don't do now. They argue, they scream, they yell. They don't have discussions. They're not politicians. They're monkeys. That's what they are. In my opinion, politicians nowadays are nothing but oversized monkeys. That's it. The point I'm trying to make is, instead of arguing as people, as a civilized people, we should talk, have discussions, instead of trying to prove the point that you're right even though you're wrong, because you might be right, you might be wrong, but instead have a conversation, talk to them, and try to understand there's always a better solution. Instead of arguing and telling them they're wrong, suggest a better idea. It's like, you know what, we could always walk across the river in the middle of December or the middle of the winter, but hey, there's a bridge about a mile down the road, so instead of possibly catching hypothermia, we could probably just walk down the riverbed and cross the bridge. That's suggesting an idea. Instead of telling him he's wrong and he's stupid, suggest a better idea. That, for one, that avoids a confrontation. That avoids an argument, and no one gets their feelings hurt. You've suggested your idea without, you're wrong, shut the hell up, we're doing what I'm wanting to do. For one, hopefully things go well, and some people will get offended. But you have to realize, even if you suggest an idea, not everybody can be persuaded. And you know what? If you have to resort to arguing, it's not going to go well regardless of what you do. So instead of arguing, just come to the understanding that if you do have a discussion and it doesn't go well, not everybody can be persuaded. It's a fact. Even if I am a millionaire and I give this guy, I'll give you $1 million to agree the way I do, he might say no because, you know what? I might not be right. You can't always persuade someone to agree or go the way you want it to. That's not how it works. We all have our own ideas. Not everyone can be persuaded. There's the DNA bomb. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay commentary. Thank you, Volt JDC, for the sweet DNA bomb. Great gameplay. Let's see if we can hit 100 likes on this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay commentary. I'm out. Peace!